This tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this beautiful flayed halter neck gown with flare details, as you can see right there. So I'll be teaching you the tips and tricks to making this halter neck together with the turtleneck and the flare details, as you can see right here. So if this is what you want to learn in this class, I will encourage you to stay till the end of this tutorial to learn the tips and tricks to making beautiful flared dresses like this. Thank you very much for joining Simrite Fashion Academy YouTube channel and subscribing to our channel. Stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Thank you. So to begin this tutorial, I'll be making use of 2.5 yards of scuba fabric. So this scuba fabric needs to be very thick. Okay, so I'm actually using a thick scuba fabric. You can see the thickness, and I have 2.5 yards here, but I'll be cutting out 1.5 yards separately, okay, for the bodies, and the other 1 yard I'll use it to make the circle flare at the hem of this gown. It's actually a halter neck dress, so you can actually use the halter neck dress for any thing at all. So this is the scuba fabric. Make sure you get a quality, beautiful scuba fabric, thick fabric, to give you this texture that we have right there on the thumbnail. So now I'll be using, I've cut out 1.5 already. So this 1.5, I'll be using this my paper to demonstrate to you what I'm actually going to do on my fabric. So if you look at from here to here is the 1.5 yards which I cut out, and this is the actual length of fabric, which comes at 45 to 60 inches normal length. So when you go to the store, place your tape, get 1.5 yards for this and another 1 yard for the other. So what I'm going to do on this paper is what I'm going to do on my fabric right away. So I'll quickly place my hand here and bring my fabric to meet what I have with the yardage part. Can you see that? So once I've done that, this becomes my center back. Then I ruled a line. Okay, this line is 1 inch line for my zipper, because it's a halter neck and it needs a zipper. So once I've ruled this line, I'll also place my hand here and bring in the center front to match up with the line. So you can see the center front to match up with the line. Now I will make my line, which is my shoulder line, my chest line, and the full length of this gown. Then we'll start imputing our measurement. So what I demonstrated here now is exactly what I'm going to do with this 1.5 yards I have here. So I'm going to open up my 1.5 yards of fabric. So the yardage part of this fabric is what I have here, the yardage part of it. So here is the yard, the 1.5 yards. From here to here is the 1.5 yards, and from here is the length, normal length of scuba fabric. So I'll just simply do what I did on the paper now. Can you see? I'll place my hand here and bring this to meet this at exactly this line. So I'm bringing it to meet this at exactly this line. So I'll just arrange it like that, Can you see? So this is how the arrangement is going to be. Then after that, I'll bring it back again, okay, and I'm going to place it from here, leaving 1 inch for zipper. So you can see my 1 inch for zipper. So I'll just take that 1 inch for zipper up to this point, as you can see, like that. So I'm just trying to make sure I have it well arranged. Okay, so once I've arranged it this way, the next thing we'll start doing now is to take our measurement. So you can actually secure this with your pin and secured with my pins, as you can see, leaving my 1 yard, 1 inch for zipper allowance. So this is the center front and this is the center back. So now I'm going to place my tape to determine my shoulder line. So my shoulder line, I will place my tape on the center front area. My shoulder is at is 15 divided by 2 is 7.5, so I still have some more space there, so I'll just go up. At least if after your shoulder line you should have about 1.5. okay, so my shoulder divided by 2 from the center front is 7.5, and I have 1.5 extra. So that is how you determine at the point at which you place your tape. So I'm going to rule my line as my shoulder line. So this is going to be my shoulder line. So from my shoulder line, I'm going to determine my chest line. So my chest line is achieved by using my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5. Bust circumference, my bust circumference is 40, divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give me 8 inches. So that 8 inches, I'll add 1 inch for my shoulder drop. That is how I got my chest line. So this is my chest line at 9. I'll add half an inch to it now because of my stitching allowance. So I'll go ahead and rule my chest line. So at this point of my chest line, I'm going to take my bust circumference measurement, divide by 4. So my bust circumference measurement divide by 4 from here, this is what I'm going to get from here. I have 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches. I'll mark my 10 inches and I'll add 1 inch for seam allowance. What I want to add is to the bust area, just a little ease to the bust area of half an inch. So half an inch is the ease I'm adding to my bust area. So bust circumference divided by 4 is 10. 1 inch for sewing and half inch for ease on the bust area. So now I'll come back to the shoulder line. So I'll now mark my actual shoulder line. My shoulder line is 7 plus half inch for stitching. Okay, so we'll use half inch to stitch that shoulder line area. So I've marked 8 inches here. I'll repeat that 8 inches here again. I'll repeat it here. Okay, so what I'm actually doing is exactly what we do when we are drafting our basic bodice pattern. So this is it. I'll place my ruler on it like this, and then I'm going to take my neckline. So my neckline, I'll be working with 3 inches. So 3 inches is my natural neckline for the halter neck. 3 inches, 3 inches. Okay, so that 3 inches, I'm going to curve it right now. So I will put my ruler at that 3 inches, and I'm going to create the curve. So this curve I'm creating here is the front neckline, and the back neckline is 1 inch. So I'll just go ahead and place my 1 inch and create the back neckline. So this is my back neckline. I'm going to create it from here to here, as you can see. Then after doing that, I can now go ahead and drop my shoulder by 1 inch. So from here, I'll drop my shoulder by 1 inch, and then I'll bring in my ruler from here and drop it. Then I'm going to measure what I have from here to here, and here I have 8.5 inches. Okay, because I added half inch for stitching the shoulder area. So I'll get the midpoint, and then I'll go in by 3/4 for the front armhole. So I'll connect my front armhole. Then I'm going to complete the connection from that 3/4. I'll place my pattern ruler and I'll connect. Can you see? Then I'll also create the back armhole here. From here I'll go in by 1/2 inch for the back. Then I'm going to connect to the armhole, and I'm going to complete it, the back armhole. From there I'll go ahead and complete it. Can you see? So once that is done, the next thing we are going to do now, we are done with the neckline. So we want to create the halter neckline. Okay, so the halter neckline, which you are seeing right there on the thumbnail. So to create that halter neckline, I'll come at the center front area, as you can see, and I'm going to place my tape around that shoulder till I get to 3 inches, or let me say 3.5. I'll mark. Then once I've gotten to that 3.5 inches, or even 3 inches, I'll place my pattern ruler this way from the armhole to that halter neckline to create the neckline. So this is the neckline right now. Can you see? So by the time I open up, I will have a whole 7 inches. Okay, so from here I measure round the neckline at 3.5. Okay, so that is what I did. I measured it at 3.5. All right, so I've connected the halter neckline. So the next thing we want to do now is to create the length. So the length of this dress, I'll place my tape on the neckline like this, where you can see where I place my tape, and I'm going to take the measurement from my shoulder. I have my hip measurement at 29. So whatever your hip measurement gives you, just go ahead and add 5 inches to it. So my hip is 29. I'll add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches, and I'm going to add 1/2 inch, okay, for stitching the flay part. Then I'll mark. Okay, so I'll mark. So here I have 34.5. So this 34.5, I'll go back to that neckline this way. I'll start measuring my flay at 34.5. Of course, you know how we do that, at 34.5. So what I'm measuring now is my flay at 34.5. So I will now go ahead and connect the 34.5 flay. Alright, so once that is done, we are done, and we'll be cutting what we have on the flay dress. Okay, so to cut what we have on the flay dress, I'll first cut out that length first. Okay, so I'll just cut it out so that we can cut out the men bodies. So like I said, this scuba is actually very thick, as you can see right here, that is not even easy to cut. So you can also cut 1-1 or 2-2. So because of the kind of scissors I'm using, I'm cutting 2-2. All right, so once I'm done with that, the next I will do is to cut out the halter neckline. So this halter neckline now, I will extend it to touch the back. Can you see? So it's going to touch the back because the back is separate on its own. So I'll now go ahead and cut the back. So I'll cut the back first. So if I'm cutting all back, this is what I'm going to do. Can you see? So this is the neckline for the back. Then I will lift it up. I've cut out the back neckline, but I just want to make a little adjustment, okay, to this halter neck armhole. So you know this is the chest line, and if I have to cut from here, I'll have a whole lot of this part open. So please come up from your chest line by 1 inch, okay, or even 1.5. Let me do 1.5, so that that part will not be open. If you look at the video, you can see that the armhole is not open, so it has to close a little. So this is my new chest line now. So this new chest line, I'll just go ahead and mark my 10 inches, which is bust divide by 4, then add 1 inch and 1.5 for my ease. So you can see that. So now I'll place my tape back to that mark of my halter neck, and I'm going to connect my halter neckline back. So I just want to see if I can use this part of my ruler so it sits on that part for me, okay? So I'll use the inner part. Okay, let me still go ahead and use this. So what I will do is I'll use the inner part to get this curve, but I would like to use this part, okay, the straight part, so I don't eat into the halter neck, okay, more than desired. So this is the new neckline now, and that is where I'm going to cut. So you can see it's a little bit closed, so it's not that exposed anymore. So I'm cutting the back like I said. So you can go ahead and secure with your pin. I just pin here so it does not move. Then I'll go ahead and cut. Let me just cut separately, since the back and the front neckline is the same, armhole is the same. So okay, then I can lift it up to cut my back. Okay, so I've cut out the back now, so you can see this is the part of the armhole. So I will go ahead and cut the neckline for the front. Can you see? So we have the back higher and we have the front. So make sure you have this aligning. Okay, so here I have this part, so I'm going to just go ahead and cut the armhole part. So this is where I have I'm going to stitch. So from here I'll just cut into the flay. So I just cut into the flay this way. Okay, so we are done with the cutting now. Okay, so make sure you pin. So this is what we'll have for the front. So I'll just create my notch here as the center front, and I have my zipper point too. So I'll create my notch for the zipper. So that is what we are going to. All right, so now I'm done cutting. So this is what I have. So remember, I stepped up my armhole, okay, by 1.5, okay. So once you go up by 1.5, then you reconnect your armhole, so that part, this part, is not too exposed. So that is exactly what I did here. And then I cut out the front neckline, and the back neckline is higher. So that is how to go about it. And we still have our 1 inch for zipper allowance, okay. Then we connected from there to here, and then cut out this part. So the body is ready now. So the next thing we did was to make a notch at the center front. You can see my notch and another notch. Then I'll also come over here and make another notch. So this notch will guide me to run my stitches, okay. If you look at there, you can see a stitch, although I don't have that kind of needle to make the bow stitch, but I'll just use the regular needle and make the bow stitch at the center front. So I will do that when I get to my machine right now. So we want to cut out the turtle neckline. So to cut out the turtle neckline, please, we are supposed to take the measurement of what we have on the full neckline for back and front before we even cut this out. So I'll just pretend putting this back. I think you understand what I mean. I'll pretend taking it, putting it back, and remeasuring my neckline. So from this notch I made, I'm going to measure my back full neckline. So here I have, from that point, I have 3.5 for the back. On one part I have 3.5. So back is 3.5 times 2 will give us 7, because I measured only one part of the back. Then I will join this back. So this measurement is supposed to be taken before cutting out the armhole. So I'll join it back and measure front neckline. Can you see? Front neckline is 5.5. So 5.5 times 2 will give us 11. So my round neckline is 17. So I'll just go ahead and add my zipper allowance of 1 inch and add my stitching allowance of 1 inch. So I'm going to cut 19 inches round for my turtle neckline. So this 19 inches, I'll take off my main bodies now, and I'll still use this for the turtle neckline. So for the turtle neckline, just simply go ahead and do this. You can see what I'm doing. You are going to place it on fold this way. So once I place it on fold, I will, let me secure with my pin. Then I'm going to take my measurement from the tip. From the tip, I will mark 16. So this 16, I will go around it like this as 16, 16. Okay, so that 16 will give me the curve of the neckline. So here will be the center front area, because this turtle neckline will go to the back where we'll have the zipper. So I'll take the measurement of the width of this turtle neckline. So I need this neckline because I'll stitch up and I'll stitch down. Then at the end of the day, I will need it at 2.5. So I'll add 1 inch, that is 3.5. So I measure 3.5. So it depends on how high you want your neckline to be. So how high you want your neckline to be is what will determine the height of what you are doing here. So this is the upper part and this is the lower part. So it's on this lower part I'm going to take the measurement of that 19 inches. Okay, so this time the whole everything is 19, divide by 2 is going to give us let me just do 10 inches. Okay, let me just do 10 inches. It's better you have an excess than you have a shortage. So this is how the neckline is going to look like. So I'll go ahead and do what? And cut. Then I will cut from here. So before you cut, please ensure you've added all your seam allowances. Okay, you remember we got 17. We added 1 inch for zipper, 1 inch for stitching. That is how we got to 19, and we now measured and got the half of it at 10. So I'll just go ahead. So it's actually supposed to be 9.75, but that 2.5 is insignificant difference. So that's why I have to do it at 10 inches. So I'll go ahead and do what? Place my notch. So I'm done stitching, as you can see. So this is what I have. I flipped all the seams to the lining and top stitch. So the next thing I will do is to close up here by 1 inch. So I'm going to run my stitches on both ends. I've stitched close and I've stitched close. So this is how you have it, okay? And pin the center front. So I'll keep this, set this one aside, then we'll go over to the body. So I'll take off my pins and I'll go ahead and first I'm going to close up. I'll find the front. I'll just stitch very close to the armhole. I'll do the same, stitch very close to the armhole. Then I'm going to run my stitches. Okay, remember I made notches, so I'll just do that design, have that design done. So once I'm done, I'll also do the same, close up the back, just the armhole, just a little like that to the end. Let me do that. So this is what I have on the front. So I've run my stitches as it is right there on the thumbnail, and I've folded in these parts. Okay, I did that for both of them. So the front is ready right now. So I'll bring in the neckline. You can see the notch, and I'll place it notch to notch. And here I'm going to mark out the points from here. You can see what I did. I put it here and I'll create my mark. Then from here I'll put it here also, and I'll create my mark. So those marks I have there, this is what I'll do to them, because I'm going to stitch from here right now. So make sure you position it well and do what? Create 0.5 inch notch. Okay, I'll also create 0.5 inch. Can you see? So that becomes for this neckline. So I'll match it up again. That becomes for the neckline. Fine. So now I will separate this and bring the back. So this is my back. I've already joined it and left the zipper space. Okay, so now I will come in from here. I'll just use one of it. Let me fold in this and use this. So I've already stitched, so I'm going to make this mark from after my stitching. Okay, after this stitch I'll mark this zipper allowance. So the zipper allowance is corresponding to what I have on the notch. Okay, I'll mark the zipper allowance, then I'll mark. Okay, so this is where I'm going to create my notch. So you are going to see what we are going to do with these notches. So the same thing, I'll now put it together and also create the notch on the other side because they are equal. Can you see that? So that is what we need. So we'll go over to the machine to sew. So on sewing the front, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so I'm going to first stitch close. This is what I will do now. That is why I placed the notches. From this notch, I'm going to stitch close this part, and from this notch I'll stitch close this. So you can see from one notch I stitched and the other I stitched, leaving the part I'm going to sew into the neckline open. So I will take off the pin and I will turn everything from here. Okay, so I'll just take my time and turn everything. I'll just go ahead and turn. All right, so I will now go ahead and give it a good press. So you can see the parts we notched. You can see them, they are coming out to be sewn to the neckline. So let me give it a good press now. So after giving it a good press, this is what I have. So this is the part I'll sew to the front and the part I'll sew to the back. So I just opened up here because the zipper is going to run to the end, so there won't be any need to close it. So I loosened it out for the zipper area. So this is the back part. This is the back part. I'll come in with the back. So this is how it's going to be. So I'll flip it this way now. I'll go to my machine and attach this. Then I'll top stitch this way. So let me attach it. All right, so I've attached the lining, as you can see. So the next I will do is to fold in and top stitch. Can you see? So I'll go to my machine and top stitch to the end. This is what it looks front and back. They are all looking very neat. So I'll come in with the back piece now. So I'm going to repeat the same thing. So this is the back piece and this is the zipper space. So for this, of course, you know it's going to lay like this. So that is why I'm placing it here. So I'm going to place this part now. Okay, I'm going to stitch this part to the end. So but I have to place it, let me place it the way it's supposed to be so I don't confuse anyone. So this is the front. Simply go ahead and turn it to the back. Then you can now bring this and face it the normal way it should be. So this is going to be placed this way. So I'll pick it up from there and then I'll go ahead and sew this way. So after sewing it from end to end, I will use this and top stitch. Okay. Sewing my zipper right now and I feel like reducing the length of this. Right, so I've reduced it now and I'm taking the measurement of where we are going to attach the flare. So here I have 20 inches. So this 20 inches, I'm going to use the 20 inches to calculate my radius. So I got 20 inches. So I'm going to calculate the radius for the circle. So 20 divided by 6.28 because we are going to make each section at 360 degrees. So I'm dividing by 6.28. So my radius here is 3 inches. So I'll come in with my paper. I love to make my circles of paper first. So I'll fold in my circle. This is the first one. And this is the second one. Okay. So once I've done that, I'll take my radius. So make sure you arrange the paper appropriately. So I'll be taking my 3 inches now from here. I'll take 3 inches, 3 inches, 3 inches, like that, 3 inches. Then I'm going to connect. So the length of my flay, I want to go by 8 inches. That is 9 inches. So but what I have here is 7 inches. So when I'm cutting, because of my paper, I'll add 2 inches extra. Okay, it can be 8 inches length, it can be 9 inches length, but I'll make 9 inches length for mine. So what I have from here to here, because of my paper is not actually complete, is 7. But when I'm cutting on fabric, I'm going to increase it and add the 2 inches. So I'll just cut out, and I'll use this to cut the 4 of it. Okay, so this is what I have, and we are cutting 4 of it. Then I'll come in with my fabric. I've cut out the circle, so I'll just go ahead and join them. I'll cut them. I'll join 2 for 1. So this is what we'll have. So I'll go ahead and join 2. So I'll pick up this and this. I'll secure with my pin. I'm going to join it at 0.5. I'll do this the same as 0.5. So I will sew 1 to front and 1 for back. Now we are done with this dress. I've attached the flay like I earlier demonstrated. So here is the flay. So I just make this to match up with what we have here. Okay, although I did not centralize it, but try and make sure it's well centralized. And I also flip the seams of this way and stitch to also create this effect as it is there on the thumbnail. I did that for the back as well, as you can see. So I'm going to close the sides of this dress right now. I will just go ahead and sew off my 1 inch to down and the other way too. So I'm done sewing, and you can see the flares, the circle flares, and this is the main flare and the halter neckline. So I've closed up the sides right now. So I've closed the sides. So that is how to go about this beautiful dress. Okay, so this is how the back looks like. So it all depends on you how open you want the halter neckline to be. Okay, so it depends on how you want it. If you want it to come a little closer at the back, you can go in 1 inch before you connect, meaning that you have to connect the back and the front separately. So thank you very much for coming to this tutorial, and I believe this class was helpful to you. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this every day. Like this video, share to family and friends, drop your comment on the comment section and your suggestions as well. Thank you once again. See you in the next class. Bye.